Welcome to Port Charles, where the drama runs deep. Doctors and nurses with secrets they keep. Business tycoons and
Port Charles is about to explode. Secrets refuse to stay buried, alliances shatter, and one shocking truth could change everything. From December 26th through January 2nd, General Hospital delivers danger, betrayal, and twists you will not see coming. Stay with us because nothing is safe.
Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take your stack of source material, the articles, the history, the breaking news, and synthesize it into instant, highly specific expertise. Today, we are immersing ourselves in the world of daytime television, specifically focusing on the colossal legacy of the late Anthony Geary, who for decades really defined a whole genre as Luke Spencer on General Hospital.
It's a huge moment of reflection. I mean, Geary was an absolute titan. He passed away earlier this month, December 14th at 78 from complications after a medical procedure. And his loss, it really goes beyond just the fan base. It feels like the definitive end of an era in daytime TV history.
It really does. And as a tribute, ABC is airing a very special rebroadcast on New Year's Day. So, okay, let's unpack this.
Okay.
Our mission for this deep dive is to look at the cultural weight of that tribute. It's airing Thursday, January 1st, 2026. And sort of use it as a lens. We want to contrast Geary's deep character-driven legacy against the high-stakes, almost frantic drama that's gripping Port Charles right now. It's a fascinating look at the past and present of soaps, all in 1 week.
And that history you mentioned is it's unparalleled. When you look at his record, it's not just about how long he was there. It's the sustained, incredible performance.
Let's start there. So, Geary came into the role of Luke Spencer way back in 1978. And the thing people forget is that the character was supposed to be short-term. But what Geary brought to it, that mix of swagger and, vulnerability, it just clicked. It became a cultural phenomenon, and he stayed for 4 decades.
And that connection with the audience translated directly into, unprecedented awards. Geary holds a record that I don't think anyone will ever touch. He won 8 Daytime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Lead Actor.
8 for the same role. That's astonishing.
It is. 8 wins out of 17 nominations. That alone makes him one of the most decorated actors in television history, period. Not just daytime. It shows his ability to constantly reinvent the character. He wasn't just playing Luke Spencer for 40 years. He was playing 5 different versions of him, and he did it brilliantly every time.
That depth is exactly why we have to talk about the thing that launched him into the stratosphere, Luke and Laura. I mean, you simply cannot discuss Anthony Geary without getting into one of the most famous couples in TV history.
Right. Their pairing went way beyond General Hospital. It transcended the whole soap opera format, really. Luke Spencer and Laura Weber became a genuine cultural institution.
We hear it referenced all the time, but you have to remember the sheer scale of it. Their wedding in 1981, the ratings were something you'd see for the Super Bowl today. It was true appointment television.
And that's the key thing to analyze here. Luke was an anti-hero. I mean, he had a really complicated, morally gray past, but audiences just completely embraced him as this romantic figure. Their story basically created the super couple playbook, that mix of high romance and high adventure, with mobsters and spies. Every single soap since has been chasing that formula.
Okay, so let's talk about the tribute episode itself. The re-airing on ABC is set for Thursday, January 1st, 2026. And this isn't a highlight reel. This is his final full episode, the one from July 2015.
And that's 37 years after he first started. Now, he did make one other cameo, a surprise visit in 2017, but this 2015 episode was his official emotional farewell from the show.
So what was that final story like? Because Luke Spencer wasn't a simple hero. He was a complex, often criminal character. Did that farewell feel, satisfying?
It was a little divisive, but I think it was successful because it honored the character's emotional roots. The whole arc was designed to be really reflective. It was less about some big explosive plot and more about closure. The episode is really just Luke saying goodbye to his longtime friends and allies, the people who knew his whole messy history and, still stood by him.
So it was all about those deep bonds.
Exactly. It tied up his history with all the key players and gave the audience that emotional payoff. For a character defined by action, ending his run with this quiet, reflective goodbye, it was powerful. It focused on relationships, which is the heart of the genre, really.
That 2015 exit was meant to close a major chapter for the entire genre.
Yeah.
But here's the interesting question. How does this deep historical pause fit into the General Hospital of today, which is moving at the speed of a bullet train?
It's the ultimate narrative clash, isn't it? You have this character that took 4 decades to build, and it's forcing these modern, hyper-fast plots to just slam on the brakes. I mean, you have to look at the schedule. New episodes run through Tuesday, December 30th. Then you get an encore on the 31st, and the Geary tribute on the 1st. The show literally has to hold its breath for 2 days right in the middle of peak drama.
Let's get into that drama. I think we can group these storylines, maybe starting with what we can call the legal web of deceit, the whole Willow Kane trial. What are the stakes for Michael and Willow leading up to New Year's?
Oh, the stakes couldn't be higher. We're talking freedom, custody, perjury. In that week of December 29th, Willow learns some big secret. And right away, Michael is getting these warnings from both Tracy and Sonny.
Which suggests it's directly related to the shooting of Drew.
It has to be. And at the same time, Alexis is trying this new defense strategy for Michael, and it feels like a total Hail Mary. She might use a letter that proves Michael was at Drew's house and that Tracy saw him.
And the real pressure point in all of this seems to be Drew Kane. He's the victim, but he's also facing extortion charges, and he's fighting with everyone. Even Alexis, his lawyer.
He is absolutely furious with Alexis, so much so that he just cuts off her access to their daughter, Scout. I mean, it's brutal. People are weaponizing custody in real time over a legal strategy.
And the most dangerous part of all this is that Drew is still thinking about lying on the stand. He might pretend he remembers Michael shooting him, even though everyone is telling him not to.
It's a massive risk, because if the rumors are true and Willow is the one who actually shot Drew, well, if he lies and says it was Michael and then his real memory comes back, he could accidentally implicate his own wife. The whole thing could just implode.
Wow. And on top of that, Willow is getting closer to Harrison Chase, who just got suspended. That seems incredibly risky.
It is. If she did shoot Drew, any closeness with Chase could spark jealousy in Drew, or worse, it could actually trigger that memory we were just talking about. This whole legal web is so tangled that one wrong move could bring everything crashing down for half of Port Charles.
Okay, so shifting gears from the courtroom drama to international intrigue, the other huge plot is the spy stuff with Jen Sidwell.
Right, the fallout from that big party at Windermere. The sources are promising wild fallout and curveballs so that chaos is about to spill everywhere.
All while Anna Devane is still being held captive on Spoon Island, trying to figure a way out.
Yep, she's trying to trick her captor, Pascal.
Yeah.
And on the outside, you have Sonny and Laura Collins teaming up, trying to dig up dirt on Sidwell. It's classic General Hospital, the mob boss, and Mayor taking on a global spy.
And Sidwell is making moves too. He issues a direct warning to Drew Kane, which just proves that even with all his personal drama, this spy web is still pulling him in.
And we can't forget the more personal stories running underneath all this. Portia Robinson is still struggling after confessing to changing Heather Weber's lab results. Her career is on the line.
And there's a massive personal question hanging over her New Year's, too.
Exactly. She's desperately hoping that the paternity test for her baby points to Isaiah Gannon, who's been supporting her, and not Curtis Ashford. So her holiday is either going to bring ruin or a new family.
So, okay, we've just covered this dizzying array of storylines. Potential murder cover-up, spies, paternity tests all ramping up. That's the landscape. And then, for one day, January 1st, the whole machine just stops to honor a character and an actor who represent something so profoundly different.
Well, what's so fascinating is the sheer velocity of all these current plots. Willow's secret, Sidwell's schemes, and the network has to just pause it all for a day. They're stopping to honor a character who fundamentally changed the genre 4 decades ago. It proves that for all the complex plotting today, the real power is in those foundational emotional relationships.
It's like the show is acknowledging that while the current plots are immediate, maybe even disposable, the core emotional investments in the characters who built the show, those are timeless. They're not just characters, they're institutions.
And that institutional power demands respect. It's the show tipping its hat to its own history, even as it rockets into the future.
So considering Luke Spencer's final arc, where this complex mobster said this emotional goodbye to his friends, focusing only on relationships, not plot, what does it say about the power of these characters? That a farewell from 2015 can still command everyone's attention in 2026? Even with all the drama, the Willow Kane trial swirling around it. That's something to think about as you watch Port Charles navigate this moment next month.
It means that if you invest in character, the audience will follow you for a lifetime.
That was The Deep Dive. We'll talk to you next time.